Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to today's live trading London session with Harmonic Scanner and Pitchforks. Let's start sharing screen. I hope you're all doing well. Just check that is streaming. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that is. I think that is doing it. Oh yeah, there we are. Great. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look at today's red flag news. So we have Chinese bank holiday, nothing tomorrow. Chinese bank holiday again. Oh, sorry, yeah, Wednesday, Euro. So Far East bank holiday really all week. Oh, all week. I've got the whole week off. And then USD. Oh, we've got non-farm payroll Friday. So that tightens up the market all week. USD Friday. Okay, that's an important one. Right, okay, so let's come over to our trading view. Now, what I wanted to ask is if anyone this week thinks it's useful for me to look at HFX 321 and the Bitcoin on that, I can do. If you've got any questions, I'm just trading it at weekends, but let me know. That's my trading view, so I'll just come on to one of our pitchfork charts. And we'll start off at the top. There's GM. I haven't looked at the scanner last night. That was an old one that went off in the night. So GBP looks like it's going up. That's quite a strong momentum. We don't trade this pair because it's too wild. And that on that scan's 143. So it can turn on you very wildly. So be careful of that one. I'm not going to trade it on this session. Let's look at the next one. Eur And Gbp. This was a shark, which is what those pink lines are. They're not pitchforks. So we've got an entry there for a buy. I don't like hopping in as soon as I come on just because I see something like that. That's caught me out in the past. And the reason is that because this is well, not because it's a shark, it's a sell scan, but until it hits the median, we would only be taking sells on this scan. So let's mark it up according to that. I forgot to turn off notifications. So let's come back down to the 1 minute. I may have to turn them off if they carry on pinging. If it's too annoying. Yeah, if it's too annoying. So let's sorry about that. It was this one that's pinging. I can never remember how to do it either. I can do it on my phone. Oh, well, maybe we just have to put up with it. Right, let me come back to Ian. So as you can see, it's it's stalled out quite a long time back here, as you'd expect all throughout Tokyo. Price will always want to rest, come back to that 62 EMA. And it's just looking like it wants to, well, it's just leveled off there. But we don't want to enter it anyway, unless there's a good entry down there. Let me just check the gap between the pitchforks. 130. So that means potentially we've got a quarter theory trade if we want it. It's not ideal, it's better off down here. So what you can do is just put on your slider bar to remind you what you think you're looking for. And whoops. Oh, people in the waiting room. I don't know why. I was using someone else's last night, admit. Right. Sorry about that. I was using someone else's Zoom to do the meditation live streaming, and I think it's upset my settings. Right, so Euro NZD. So we're only looking for sells on this scan. You can take a quarter theory trade. There's a very good entry when it gets to down here on this shark. I was just saying before people came on, really, if you want me to have a look at HFX 321, I'm only trading it myself on Bitcoin at weekends. I'm sticking to my pitchforks as usual in the week, but I'm very happy to show what I'm doing or look at it if you want me to on any of the live sessions this week. I won't be doing so much next week at all because of going off. Is that someone else wanting to come in? Admit. Right, that's it. So let's just mark this up. Trend line. So we've got that stall out there. It looks like it wants to carry on up, doesn't it? And we don't want to go up on this scan. And the reason is because it's done all that stall out, but then the 62 has crossed above. And once price has done all that stall out, you know, it wants to make a move one way or the other. So it's now, but the quarter theory says it's buying. It's done that move up, although there's quite a 10:05, 9 o'clock London time, push to the downside, and then stalled out again, but it is still going up. But we only want sells on this. So what I'm going to do, because of the fact it's a sell, it hasn't hit the medium. So I'm just going to put my alert down here. And if you want me to go through anything else, please ask. And then we'll move on to another one. So that's Euro NZD. And I'll just pop that there. And these lines, these pink ones, that's 50% take profit one. This is because it's a shark, so I marked it up to remind me. We don't want those. Just tidy that up while we're here. So we would be okay to take a sell down here. And this is a very good entry when the scan gets to this point there. So that's Euro NZD. I'll save ORDCAD. We'll just run through our GBP and Euro pairs. GA. And I haven't checked the scanner this weekend, I'm afraid. So I will have a quick look at that. If anyone's got any new scans, please say. We don't want that. So on this scan, it doesn't like it very much, does it? It's quite a big scan, but the GBPs are going up and it's coming out to these extensions. We'll have a look down on the lower time frame. And that is a big scan. So again, we only wanted sells on this until it hits the median, but at the moment it is it's done the same sort of stall out and it is buying. So I can't remember why I put that down there now. Let me just come back. Take that off. Oh, it must have been where it was before. That's why. Take that off. That didn't work. So I'm going to move my alert and see what happens when it comes back into the scan. So I'll just remove that. And let me look at that. So I'm going to wait for it to come back into this area here. It may well be forming a new scan. And we'll have a look at that in a minute. Okay. Any questions, put them in the chat or please ask. It's not a problem. Extend right line and then it can go off any time it likes. Doesn't matter how long it takes, although that is a fast pair, as you know. So that's GA. I'll close that at the moment because we don't need it anymore at the moment. GCAD. GCAD's coming back into our scan.
There's a new scan on this demo.
There's a new scan on this one. Yes, it is recorded. They're always, my sessions are always recorded and put on YouTube. Right. Well, I did want to look at. The scanner anyway. So just come over here to strategies on the left. And come down to our harmonics. If you haven't got this package, you're probably not on this session, but there is an old way of logging in. So here's the GCAD scan on the M15. That looks like a big scan. Let me see if I've got it on the hourly. You can draw it on any of them. It doesn't matter as long as you stick to, when you do copy it over, stick to the same time frame, time points when you're drawing it. And GCAD, or new scans on orders, a GBP USD shark. That's completed. So we've probably got that one from the 25th. I probably have that one. GCAD, I think I was up to date last week. So there's GCAD on the hourly. So two things when we're drawing scans, always the same rules. It's not a shark, so there's no special rule. C to D, 159, so that's a nice big scan. And then has it moved 20 pips off the D point to solidify? It's moved 12. We'll draw it anyway, as long as you remember just to check. But we'll mark it up because it's a big scan. We'll mark, and you can see it's done that big momentum push. It does look like that is still a buy candle up there on the hourly. So change it to your local time zone. It's always good on a Monday if I start off by showing people how to draw scans for the new people that have joined. So local time frame to yourself. I'm in Paris, so it's +2 for me, +1 in the UK. So use your vertical line. Use your hourly here because it's an hourly scan on this, in this instance, or we could have done the M15 one, doesn't matter. So 24th of the 9th, 1400. 24th at 2300. B, 25th at 0900. C, 25th at 12. And D, 28th at 10. And remember, not just on this strategy, on any strategy, Mondays and Fridays are not so good as Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays for the amount of pips you can get, although pips vary according to the pairs, and also because the markets are settling down for the week. And we've got non-farm payroll on Friday. So as you get closer to Friday, you will find the market tightening up. And certainly I never trade, well, I don't really trade these days on a Monday and Friday anymore. So, you know, just have to find your own rhythm depending on what you're doing in your account size. Because you just want to take fewer good quality trades. If you do feel like over trading, then do it on demo or a very small account where you're only risking, as someone said in the chat, you know, £1 or $1 or something if you're trying out strategies. So let me just fade that down so you can see them in the background for later. 1 hour up here on your time frame, and you can do this 2 ways. I'll just hide some of this today, although I know it can look confusing for people, but they are valid over a long period of time once you've drawn them, so we like to keep them, particularly where they're going to cross over your new scan, because price can often stall out at these old points, and it helps you look at your exits. So 24th of the 9th at 1400 is going to be there. So you can do this 2 ways because it's always high to low or low to high and vice versa. So we're looking for, let me get rid of that. We're looking for high to low to high to low to high. You can literally see it on here. If you feel that you want to do it this way, you can. There's no right nor wrong. It doesn't matter. We could do that and that. You could look at the time there, 24th at 23. Look at the time here, 25th at 09. Just follow the times you've written down, 25th at 12 and the 28th at 10. You can see price is still 28th at 10. Oh, it's on the quarter theory, so that probably has finished there, which is good. So just do it visually or do it using the brush marks. It doesn't matter, whichever suits you. There isn't a right or wrong. Use your magnet on here. Go to your first point, lock it on. Just click once, twice, 3, 4, 5. Once that's on, I like to tidy up the brush marks because you don't need them, and it helps your eye when you're taking trades if you've got a chart that is clean. So does that look similar? Go back and check. Yes, it does. You can see it looks good. Come over here to the left on the top. I like to save these as favorites. That's the yellow stars. I just use these 2 off this list. Click on pitchfork. Again, have the magnet on because it's important it's precise to the end of the wick. X, C, D for first pitchfork. We won't go into second pitchforks on this. They go the opposite way when price moves out of it. It's a little bit more advanced. Ask me if you want any help on anything. So I like my latest scans in white. Then I remember I'm looking at the latest one, which takes precedence. So once we've got that, takes precedence over the older scans. Come to the 1 minute and make sure it's on the highest point. And we can see this scan. I think the D point's going to move, isn't it? Because it's still going up above quarter theory now. So what I'll do when we've finished it, well, I'll do it now. So I'll put a little brush mark around that to remind me that there's something I need to check on this. And that will be to go back to the scan. I needn't write it out, but just to go, it'll remind me I need to do something, and it'll be evident, won't it? Because the scan will now, the D point's going up above quarter theory at the moment. but the rest of it probably be okay because it's a big scan. Although sometimes we find the scans disappear. I had one disappear on me last week, and I can't remember which one it was. And then it was quite a big scan, and it's disappeared off the scanner, and I think, oh, I don't know whether I should remove that or not. But you've always got once you've built the library up, you've always got old scans to use. And the B point, B and A point doesn't matter quite so much because you haven't got a pitchfork on them. But I do like, I think it's part of the discipline of knowing you're confident with your trades, to know that you have drawn things properly. A bit like the artist with an oil painting, they've done all the sketches, or a sculptor making a bronze. They've done all their miniatures and their tests beforehand, and it helps them know it's all precise for the final product. It's the same thing with trading. Get yourself set up for the game properly, and then you feel confident subconsciously about your trading. Then I like to lock those on, then I know they can't slip. And if I am trading off old scans, as you know, if you've been on these sessions regularly, I do go back and make sure that they are still, that TradingView hasn't glitched and that the price has respected the old pitchfork, just to double check. So now we've got our scan on, that looks nice. And then we'll come down to the 1 minute. Oh, sorry, put it on minimum. So this, when it settles down, will be a nice entry with a quarter theory there. But at the moment it's shooting up. Let's look on the 15-minute one. Euro Ord, EA as a new shark. Is that on the hourly? Oh. Let's measure that. Oh, it's only 53. We don't draw them under 80. Let me check. GCAD butterfly on the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute, it's still on that D point. There. So we'll see if it's finished its move. So we're not going to take a trade off this at the moment. On the 1 minute, it's still going up. So we'll leave GCAD and move on. And if it falls right off this D point, if it shoots straight up here, out to this level here, like straight up, that's what we call a failed scan. So you need to check it, because at the moment you can see that very steep rise up there, very strong GBP momentum on that. So I'm going to close that one down. And move on to the next. Euro USD. Just come up to the 30-minute. So this is working its way down this scan from 10th of September. It's come down to the median. No, sorry, beg your pardon. That's that one there. This is, take that off. I'm just trying to see if I can pick up a more recent scan as prices dropped quite a lot. Don't think I've got anything. Haven't got anything here. No. Okay, so now we know where we are. Oop. Just look on where that scan is because I can never remember. I know I do this every time. Right, so D, 18th of August scan is the one I'm trading at the moment on Euro USD. Down to the 1 minute. So you should have this scan. So normally if GBPs are going up, we'd expect euros to be going down, but euros are going up at the moment, so they're all settling themselves down. So what have we had happen here? Again, a similar stall out. The 62 crossed for a sell. So technically, even though it's pointing up, it was a sell, but it's now coming up for the buy. But you can see it's just stalling out there. I haven't got much of a trend line. I have got the shallow if you put the pivots on. In fact, it's lower highs. And it's just gone up there. So I'm thinking that might come down again. So again, Monday, I suppose it's shaking itself down. So I've got that alert up there anyway. So I'll just leave that like that and we'll see if it's going to come up there. So I haven't got, it does look like it wants to go up there. Let's look at our hull, see what the trend is saying on that. We don't use this much. Just have a look at the 15.
Hello, Sarah. How are you?
Sorry?
Hello, how are you?
Bye.
Hi. You said that you don't know to go to the quarter theory?
Yeah.
You will?
Go up to quarter theory. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can see, as Nuno says, it's turned to the green on the 15-minute background. These bands are 15 minutes and the lines running through are the 1 minute trend. So green, it's a lagging indicator like most indicators. So, and very sharp upward lines. So I'm a little bit sort of thinking, well, we've got euros and GBP going up at the moment, but I have got the alert set on here. So we're going to leave Euro USD, but that's a very nice entry there. So
if you go to the 4 hour.
Yeah. Which we don't do on this strategy, but never mind. Go on then. I just don't like to confuse people because
yeah, it's a sell scan, right?
It's a sell scan, yeah, but it has hit the median, so you can take buys or sells off it. That's why I wasn't sure at quarter theory whether to put a long or a short position. But now I look on the 4 hourly, that looks to me like it wants to come back down. The bankers moving it down.
Yeah, perhaps you could touch the quarter theory and go down.
Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like on the 4 hourly. But as I say, we're always down the rabbit hole on this strategy and we're not in trades long enough. But thank you for that. We'll leave that to go up to quarter theory then, where we've got our alert. So that would be the best markup, best decision we can make. So in view of what Nuno said, which I agree with, we're going to put a long position on just like that, because that will remind me of this discussion and the thinking. So you're not doing your live trading thinking as you come on to take a trade. It's really important. It's like, you know, getting prepared for a match. You know, you've kind of done your thinking beforehand. Obviously, you have to be flexible, but you know, that's helpful. Next one. Euro CAD. Let's take that off. Take that off. I've got it just come back into this green scan. I'll just fade that one out. And that one is, I wonder if this was that second pitchfork. Yeah, massive scan, wherever it's going back to. That was the second pitchfork off this scan from the 5th of June. And that was the second pitchfork that I put on. And I'm quite happy with that. If you check the points, price is fairly okay on that. Probably could, I might be able to adjust it slightly, but it's quite an effort to adjust it once you're back that far. And just come down to the 1 minute. I'll just check the chat. Nothing in the chat. And I was just trying to see if anyone, is it Robert? It's Robert. So let's have a look at this. So we've got Euro, we've got the 62 saying buy. We've got it stalled out at the open of London along the inner fib and L, and it's now moving up, respecting that 62, and here's our upward trend line. So it's probably not now going to come back and give us that entry. It's moving straight on up to there, and that distance is 86. So you can look at that. We can look at that here at quarter theory for a buy. So just put on your trend line. If you want price to respect that, I like to anchor it onto one of the wicks. Get as many touches as you can either side. So that's quite nice. As you can see, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's just slightly wicked through. 8 touches there. Just to change that. So you know, if you keep things in the same color, then again your brain gets attuned to it. You're not having to do conscious thinking in your trading. So we're going to put a trend line here and have a look at it when it reaches that point. I'm going to put an alert on there. So the only thing that's a bit of a muddle this morning is Euro and GBP are both moving up the same way, and usually they'll move in opposite directions. So that's Euro CAD. Just going to close that as well, so we don't slow our computer down. GBP USD. And then we could have a look at some things like HourGlass and things as well. So again, there's that stall out, there's the gap from market open, stall out, and GBP heading up as well. It's just coming into this scan, sharp movement up. heading into this scan here. So let's have a look at that one, see if we've all got the same scan. Right, that is that's from February. So if anyone wants that one, let me know and I'll sort this this out. So you've got a cleaner look.
Yes, please, Sarah.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, if I'll probably do it on the object tree, but I'll stick with this at the moment. Just clean it up. That looks better. Okay. So it's this one here. I'm on the hourly. Very nice scan with that C to D right on the quarter theory there. And I'll just do what I usually do on my scans, which is make that pink as we're using it. Right, so there we are. And that still looks like it's a good scan. So I'll just copy that. Oh, hang on a minute. If I move that. That's it. If anyone needs me, if you need me to go over any of this individually, then let me know. So I put that in the chat. Looks like the GCAD scan has disappeared. Oh, let me circle that on my list. GCAD. Interesting. Paste. That is whoops. That's that one. GBP USD. There we are. Okay. Right. So now we massive move there. Look at that. Wow. It's suppose there's still all the Brexit stuff going on. Who knows? So from that very big drop down, it's coming up. And here we are. Back to the 1 minute. Okay, so measure, I just like to do this. I know I never see charts do this, but I do it. 50. So we've got our upward trend. So you've got your trend line, and then we'll have a trade trend, which will be this, but you can see it will break that. It's breaking that. So that's the trend line, and then you could draw that trend line up here, but this is, we've got, you can always draw more than one trend line, and trend lines move as well as price moves. So it's just giving us a break and a retest on that now.
Right now it's at ADR.
Okay. So does it want to drop then?
Yes.
Okay, so that explains, thank you. That explains this, just looking at doing that break and retest, that's not quite making that quarter theory at the moment. So it might, I don't know which way.
It might go there and then go down.
Yeah, at the moment it's buying, it's back into that scan. And I'm just not quite sure because GBP and euros are moving the same way at the moment. So at the moment, I'm inclined to
go down.
Well, that's the only scan I've got for it at the moment. So I don't know, because it's Monday as well. So it's going to be a bit of a strange week because of part non-farm payroll as well. So at the moment, I'm going to mark it up just like this. But because you have got quite a gap here between the 62 and the 15 minutes, that's still got the momentum upwards. So it might be testing back there. I can't put a fib on. I can't see a fib either. So we'll leave this one for the moment. I'm just wondering whether to put an alert back on there, but it'll go off. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll just put an alert here. And come back and assess it once an alert goes off. Because you don't need to take trades you don't believe in, or ones that you think might work. I mean, what's the point of doing that? Better off staying out of them. Take it on demo or do something else. So that's my alert. That's set. Okay, so that's fine. We'll come back and look at that when the alert goes off. That's GU. GJ. GJ. Don't think I've got anything on this. Okay, so that didn't like that scan at all. So look at, it's all, this is on the hourly, it's all above the 62, strong momentum push up. When price is between the 62 and the 15 minutes, it'll often want to come up and test that 15 minutes and then drop. So I'll just have a look, see if I've got any other Anything else? No, I haven't got anything hidden that's going to help us. They're all showing. So unless there's a new scan, or unless I drew a second pitchfork, I'll just come out to the 4 hourly, just so I quickly look at where the scans are. Nope, I haven't got anything. Oh, I had that marked as bankers down there. I think it might want to go down that low, but it hasn't done that at the moment. So I haven't got anything on this unless I drew, tried to find myself, and I don't trade GJ that much, to be honest. So I wouldn't bother myself probably fiddling around trying to find if I can draw a second pitchfork in the opposite direction from one of these cell scans to pick it up. So just come back to the 1 minute. So in terms of a markup on GJ, I haven't got one. I haven't got one at all, unless it goes about 500 pips up there, or back down into the scan down here. So I'm not going to bother drawing anything on GJ till it decides to move somewhere within range. Let me start from the bottom down, the last CAD chef. Don't want to look at those, don't want to look at that, don't want to look at that, don't want to look at that. Euro Ord we haven't looked at, have we? Let's look at Euro Ord. Fast pair. Oh. Take that off. Haven't got anything on that. Not going to bother to look on object tree because you can, it's you know. Well, all right then. Let me look on one of the hourly. So it's on the hourly. It's peaking off that at the moment. Don't think I've got any other scans on this. That was our latest scan. Oh no, that can't be right, can it? All right, let's have a look. I haven't got anything hidden. No, I haven't got anything on this. So we'll leave that. Euro GBP. Let's see what these two are punching it out doing. So the euro's now tanked against the GBP, coming down to this area here. So this could be a good one. So latest scan, very up to date, 22nd of September. It's rejected off that line, moved across, but it's now coming down. Let's get rid of that. And it's crossed the 15-minute. So I'm liking, so that looks like what so the GBP's up and the euro's coming down. So nice entry point here. That is 52. So we've got a downward trend. This is market open for the week. There's the gap from last week. Market open through Tokyo. It's a slower moving pair just along the 62 coming to London, and it's dropping 50 pips down to there. So we've got our downward trend, you can see quite clearly. That's at 9:30 your time. Let's just put that on. So I'm going to put an alert here. So I think this is our best one to look at for this morning. If you want to trade this morning, I'm not going to. Add alert. That's wrong. Add alert on trend line. Why is that saying that? And let's put that on there. So you don't want to get into that till it's just let it do its break and a retest in this little wedge area, and let it do a break and a retest to clear this point at 0.90500, which is the quarter theory. So I'll just mark it up for us. $10 stop loss on this one, you don't need 15. So on the 1 minute, this is what we're looking for. Whoops. That. So once you've got your setups, just don't sit and look at the charts, just wait for them to play where you want them to play and come back and have a look then. Okay, so what was that alert? Was that GU? Yeah, 1 minute ago. So that's coming down to meet our 62, just crossing that outer Fibonacci. So no trade for us until it comes back into the inner one. I personally now don't get involved in this area here in case it sits any price. You don't want it sitting in this area between that floor and ceiling. I prefer it to cover that. And the problem, if you want to call it a problem with this trade, is you've then got another wall if you're going to take a buy of the quarter point at only 12 pips away. So you want this 62 line to be coming up here to protect you as well. So it needs to be coming up here before you take a trade like that, but it's not ideal on GU. But we have got the euros going down, so I'm thinking this wants to, you can see it's just stalled out there, little doji candle, and we are on the hour as well, so that fake out down to the downside could be because of that. And again, you'd now want to come back and adjust these trend lines, or just this one anyway, to help give you the it's like driving along the road, you know, it gives the edges you're driving to. That was a big stall out there, so it is breaking that as well. It's not the best trend line because of all that stall out. You can do it wide like that. That might be the best because you've got all these touches, you're picking up all of that, and you've got quarter theory there, and then you've got the 62 there. So that's where we are with that one at the moment. And let me just have a look at HourGlass. I don't think there's any others on the euros. Oh, I've got Euro JPY I didn't look at. Let's have a quick look at the euro on the JPY. Although it's China, I don't suppose China, I don't know if Chinese bank holiday affects Japan. I suppose it does. Show my ignorance there. Sorry about that. Oh, okay, so we've got this D point 21st of September. Price heading down. All that stall out with the quarter theory and the pitchfork, and we've got it. We've got a break and a retest. Got it above the 62, but you have got the 62 curling down now. But that is saying buy me. Let's just see what that. Hang on, let's take that off. Settings. Right, so where's our hourly? That's the hourly there. Not sure about this one because euros are going down, but I really would want this for a buy. So, and it's a slightly odd scan because it's a buy scan, but our pitchforks are pointing down like a sell. So it doesn't mean it's non-tradable. It's just awkward because obviously you want your pitchforks angled upwards if it's a buy scan. And you can see that price on the Euro JPY really has made less than 50 pips since the 21st of September. So the euro is not moving wildly against the Japanese yen. It has rejected off there on the hourly, but the 62 on the hourly, we don't usually look out that far, and I'll come to the 15-minute, has been still selling. There's the D point, better on the 15-minute. So, and it is starting to come up. So a buy only for me on Euro JPY because of the scan, but we need to get it above that 62. You certainly don't want to get involved in it at the moment. It may be coming back to test quarter theory again because we saw that range all the way along, but at the moment the 62 is saying sell. So we've got the quarter theory saying buy, we've got it breaking the 1-minute trend line back down. Even if you drew it tight up there, that's probably better. It's a bit of a sort of subjective judgment, and you've got the trend line breaking a retest under the 62 saying sell. So there's no trade for us at the moment on that. And then one more. I'm going to look at HourGlass, which is Japanese Tokyo US session. That might do something for later on, if not for now. So we've got okay, this was the shark, I think. So we need to check that D point because you can see it's not a failed scan because these extensions have held it on the quarter theory. So it has dropped quite sharply, but I seem to remember this was a shark and we needed to re-look at that D point. So you want to check that D point on there. I can't find it now on here. So maybe that one's disappeared. Oh, HourGlass right down there, isn't that one? Oh no, that was an old one. 21st of September. Let's see if we've got something. Did I have that one? Obviously not. It's a bit strange. Look at the object tree. Ah. That's from August. No, I haven't got it. Wonder why I didn't draw that one. X at the 4th of September. That's from the 16th. So it's still selling. Or was this too small a scan? Ah, that's why. Too small a scan. It's only 56. So I don't seem to have this one. I'll just check. Seems to have gone. HourGlass cipher. Very small, isn't it, that one? It's a small one. Yeah, tiny, tiny. So that seems to have gone as well. Huh. Okay, well that's a bit peculiar. Don't know what to say. I think this was one I was talking earlier on saying I couldn't remember which one it was. I think it's this one that I'm not sure what to do with it, whether to now remove it. I think I'm going to remove that one because the scanner's lost it, the D point's moved. It is straight down off the bottom there. And if in doubt, I tend to remove things. Sometimes I have moved D points. Chance says don't move them. Then I thought in the past he said move them. So I'm not sure about this. I can see an old one there. I might want to use that instead. Let's have a look at this one. Got one there. And that's from the so it's back in this pink one, which is from C to D somewhere up here. That's that scan, 14th of July. So if anyone wants that one, let me know. I think that's my preference. Because that's gone off the scanner, I'm actually going to remove this. So that's my preference on this one. Now, why have I chosen that, not one of these green ones going down? Because it's bottomed out here off that pitchfork and quarter theory. You've got a double bottom there, so it looks to me like it's working its way back up on the lower time frames. So if I was going to trade HourGlass, I'm going to, oh, and I can see it's perfectly respected. There's 3 pitchfork lines there, and it's testing that 15-minute. So that might be something for later this afternoon. But as I say, I'm not trading today, not live trading, particularly as it's non-farm payroll. I'm trying to get away at the end of the week. I'm more likely to take trades Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday anyway these days on my pitchforks. I've got this plus the Bitcoin strategy for weekends. So that's enough for me. I'm very happy with that. There's a very nice trend line there, and it's broken that at the moment, and it's just working its way between those two. So you might have something for, and there it's in these three pitchforks there. It's got. Okay, so I think that's about it. If anyone's got any questions, I've just gone on a bit this morning. Thanks for joining. If you want me to give you any old scans, please ask, and then I can post them in the group or whatever. So thank you for joining. I'm just going to stop recording.